What's going on, family? It's Brother Coasty at IALLG.com. We are always building bridges within to explore the world without. Today's topic is all about taking the crap of life, taking the crap of life on your shoulders and learning to embrace it and transmute the issues, the trials, the tribulations that we all go through. I'm going to read on the board, then we'll break it down. In the meantime, embrace and accept all that comes your way. It is teaching you and showing you what you must accept about yourself. Man, family, I hope you understand how powerful that message is. And these are all just downloads I get. I write them out as they come because they'll come randomly. This is such a potent thing to understand how to do, family. Recognize that every experience in life is just a mirror of things that you need to work on or things that embody you. And they're a chance for you to reevaluate if you like what you see. That's it, family. That's all experiences are. They're a chance for you to reevaluate if you like what you see. They're not bad. They're not right. They're not wrong. They're not good. They're just a chance for you to notice if you like what you see. When you learn to embrace and accept everything, you'll realize that everything is a result of you and your thinking. This is why learning is so important. This is why learning from different places and different people, from different areas and from different belief systems is so important. Because when your mind is only fixated on one area or one source of knowledge, you're getting all your knowledge from a very minute or a very streamlined place or position. The reason that this can have detrimental effects is because that might be limited in function or limited in range, meaning that it doesn't have explanations for other reasons of being or other modes of expression. You have to learn to get knowledge from everywhere and to see a more full perspective of the world, because if you don't, you may miss some very important lessons, right? So this goes into like what I love to figure out. Like, I love the synthesis between different explanations of how things work and operate. So everybody knows of Maslow's hierarchy of needs, or you should. If you don't, go look it up. It talks about the physiological needs, the safety and security needs, the connection needs, the esteem needs, and then your self-realization, actualization needs, right? And this is more like a framework for motivations behind why people do things. And then if you want to look at another framework, and this is why I like synthesizing things, Robert Keegan, he's done some study on what's called constructive and developmental theory. And this is basically that as people develop, they construct their own logic behind why they do or why the world works the way that they do. And as they develop over time, these logics become ever increasing more complex. And if we draw that ideology between Maslow's, you can see that there is a lot of reasoning behind why people do what they do. And understanding that, like, just in general, it will allow you the grace to understand that you are a complex being. You've done certain things and it's not been black and white. You will see me talk about it as more often than not. You gotta think in the gray. You got to think in the gray, because the gray is where things get blurred. The gray is where things are not black and white. The gray is where things are not absolute, and rather they are variable. They depend on where you're at a particular point in time and the intended outcome for this collision of events. So I always ask this bizarre example, and I get a whole bunch of different reasons behind it. If a single mother has a child and the child has not eaten in days, and she is not eaten in days, and she has no way of bringing in any money at that current time, and she goes and steals something, is she bad? Is she wrong? That's the question. And you're going to have a whole bunch of different reasonings behind your answer to the questions, either yes or no. But why is it yes, or why is it no, or why does it depend? See, the fact that it depends is operating in the gray, and you have to learn to make decisions in the gray, and you have to learn to accept your reasonings. for your decisions in the gray, because you're always developing another logic for you to act and operate out of. That's the power, family. That is it. That's like the thing that you got to grasp, and it'll allow you to stop living in the past and instead embrace the future, because every action that you make in the present, when you reflect on it and it becomes past tense, it will be dependent on the logic that you held at that moment in time, and your logic is always developing if you are always developing, right? So you got to learn to transmute the crap. You got to learn to transmute the progress. You got to learn to transmute your experiences and why you did what you did. This will allow you to accept parts of yourself that you may want to deny, not realizing that these parts of yourself that you want to deny are probably one of the most important parts. We want to deny a lot of the times what we call our shadow or the darker aspects of ourselves, not realizing that this is the reason why we're alive. The darker parts of you is the reason that, you're able to push through these really challenging times. A lot of people don't like their shadow. Like, they don't want to be, ugly or mean or rude or aggressive or whatever the case may be. But we got to realize that those parts of ourselves are important, because in periods of time where people are imbalanced, you have to learn to maintain your own safety and security. And these shadow portions of ourselves allow us to maintain our security. I'll just use a very blunt example. If you're somebody who likes to fight and you like punching things and hitting stuff, you may not like that all the time, because you're like, I don't want to be violent. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. But what happens when somebody wants to threaten you or your family, or somebody who's helpless? Isn't it a good thing to have that part of you, right? To want to be able to fight, to want to protect, to want to defend. A lot of the times as we've grown up, the people that we trusted to teach us things didn't teach us a holistic view. They taught us a sliver. And a lot of the times that sliver was that part of you that acted out as bad. And that's just a sliver of the truth, because yes, that part of you is bad, but it's also good. The reason it's good or bad lies within the intention behind you using that portion of you. And it's, again, not good or bad. It's just relative in the first place. But they taught us a sliver of it. And if you only get taught a sliver of something, you will only have a half truth, which I still believe is a lie. And so you're living on a lie to operate in your fullest capacity, and you can never operate in your full capacity under a lie. Your full capacity lies in truth, and that is that you are the all. You're not one side, you're both sides, And so you have to learn to transmute the belief of what you learned and what you experienced into a more full understanding. Perhaps you were violent as a child or at an earlier stage, and now you seek to rectify the damage that you've caused, and you think that you have to do other good deeds to rectify it. But in reality, all you must do is learn the lessons and learn to balance that energy that's within you, and learn to use that energy in a way that is most beneficial to yourself and those around you. This is kind of a deeper talk. I'm not sure. Maybe it is. I'm not sure if everybody's going to understand it. I hope you do. But if you don't, it'll be all right. Watch it again at a later date, because typically that's usually what's needed. Either you're ready at this time or you're denying it. Maybe it triggered you. Maybe you don't like what I'm saying because it encroaches on how you view yourself. It's okay. I'm not here to force you to change right now. I'm here to just speak truth to you. And as time goes on, as that fragile layer of self crumbles away, I hope that you will revisit this video so that you can get a more full understanding of yourself. Remember, what you think you are is really not the whole truth. And there is a lot beneath the surface that you have yet to understand. This is a journey into self, a journey into you, and you must embrace all aspects of you. This is Brother Coasty at IALLG.com. We are always building bridges within to explore the world without. Peace, family.